Aloha and welcome to Vinyasa Flow Yoga. My name is Katie and this here is Bradley with me this morning. So today we're going to be doing a nice hip opening flow, and we're going to get a little bit of movement going on, a little bit into the shoulders as well. So all you're going to need today is your mat. So go ahead and roll that out, get in a nice comfortable space if you haven't already. And we're going to get started in child's pose. So once you're all nice and comfy, you've got your spot, cleared your space, and try to get rid of any distractions if you can. But I know most of us are practicing at home and often things pop up. So just let it come and go as normal and not become attached to anything that might be going on in the house around you. So that's the real practice of yoga today and all this online yoga world as well. So let's come into our child's pose with our knees open out as wide as you like, preferably a little bit wider than normal because we're going to get into those hips. So let your arms stretch long out in front of you. Take your hips towards your heels. Take the point between your eyebrows to rest naturally on the earth. And as your knees are just slightly wider than normal, just notice how that feels in the hips. Notice the space the heart is given to melt towards the earth in this posture. As you begin to welcome that feeling of the earth drawing you in, just begin to notice how the body feels in this moment. Notice your hips pressing back towards your heels, that nice length through the low back, elongated all the way up to the crown of the head as your arms stretch nice and long forward. And let's begin to breathe in through the nose. And let's take one big exhale out through the mouth. Just really let it go. Let's do that one more time. Get a big breath in through the nose, fill your belly. And really let that breath go out through the mouth. Even an audible exhalation. Nice. And let's begin to practice our Ujjayi breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, creating a nice rhythmatic pattern with our breath. So as you inhale in through the nose, just imagine that breath traveling all the way down to the base of your belly. You might even feel it press into your inner thighs. And exhale, let that breath release out through the nose. Feel your belly deflate as your heart melts towards the mat. Good, big breath in through your nose. Listen to the quality of your breath. Feel your belly expand like a balloon. And as you exhale out, let that breath completely go. Let it deflate. Let your heart melt. Good. Big breath in through the nose. Create that gentle constriction in the back of the throat, creating that oceanic sound. So you may even imagine a wave crashing towards your belly, filling up, swelling. And that exhale, release. Maybe that's the wave pounding towards the sand. Good. Big breath in, let it swell up. The wave comes all the way down to the belly. And let it crash out towards the sand. A nice cyclical breath. Good. Let's take another full round just like that. Big breath in through the nose. Fill the belly, fill the lungs. Drink that breath up to the top of your throat. And as you exhale, smooth as it came in, just as even. Let it go. Nice job. So as we are continuing this pattern of breath, continue this on your own. Deep belly breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Allow yourself to set an intention for your practice. Whatever comes to mind first is often the best intention for us. Maybe it's personal, maybe it's for someone other than yourself. Beautiful. Let's begin to move. So as you inhale in, let's shift forward onto hands and knees. Come into a nice tabletop position. So let your shoulders come right over your wrists, hips over your knees, gaze down between your thumbs. And let's move with our breath through cat-cow. Inhale, shoulders roll back, tailbone to the sky, look up. And as you exhale, cat pose, curl your tailbone down, up and in. Tuck your chin, look between your thighs. Inhale back into cow pose, shoulders back, tailbone high. Look up towards the sky, shoulders back. Exhale, curl that tailbone down, tuck through your chin, look back. Good. Big breath in, undulate the spine. Maybe even imagine that same wave-like motion through your spine. Look up, inhale. And as you exhale, curl up and in, press that upper back towards the sky. Begin to move at your own pace now. So if your breath is longer than my cues or shorter, allow yourself to move with your inhalation and your exhalation. So each breath will be linked to a movement. Your inhales, you might have those shoulders rolling back and tailbone tilting high, looking up to the sky. And your exhales, maybe curling up and in, tucking through your chin. Take about 1 to 2 more rounds. Feel free to add in any other motion that feels good. You might circle through the head and neck, tilt the head side to side and just feel a nice stretch through the neck. You might even press your hips back and take a nice circle side to side. Just take about 2 breaths to find freedom of movement, or take another few rounds on your own. We're just warming the spine, getting all those little creaks out, especially if it is morning time for you. Good, and as you make your way back through center, gaze down between your thumbs, create a neutral spine. Take an inhale in. Now as you exhale, crawl your hands forward, tilt your tailbone high, puppy dog pose, stretch those arms out long, let your heart dip down. So this is a big heart opener. Let your chest just relax down towards the ground. Gaze forward if you can. So the gaze is out between your thumbs. You'll feel a nice stretch through the shoulders and the arms. One more big breath in here. Exhale, let your heart melt a little bit more. Nice job. Let's inhale, shift forward into Sphinx pose. So you're just going to slide your knees back. Let your elbows come slightly in front of your shoulders, palms down, forearms down. Create gentle traction with your forearms as you lift your heart, shoulders back. Good. Now lower your chest down, tense your hands to the outside of your mat, and begin to roll your shoulders side to side. So this is just a nice free-flowing cobra. Keep it low to start, and just work right into the fronts of the shoulders. So as you circle through those shoulders, maybe you look side to side. Circle one at a time, or even both at the same time. And let those elbows stay high and outside. That gives you a lot more range of motion to get into the chest and the thoracic spine. Good, last breath here, just work into it. And then make your way back through center. Take your hands right underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, press your hips all the way back towards your heels. So it's just like child's pose, but our feet are tucked back behind us, so you might feel a nice stretch through the arches of the feet. Look to your hands, spread your fingers wide, ground through those palms. Begin to lift your knees up off the mat. So create a nice hover with those legs. Pull your belly up and in, and then lift your hips all the way up towards the sky for your first downward facing dog. As we come into this first downward dog, allow yourself to pedal through your feet side to side. Work into the backs of the legs. Let your palms press down evenly, so you're really allowing the hands to grip the mat as you press your hips towards the sky. So you can lift up onto the tippy toes, lift your heels, lower them back down. Find some freedom of movement here. Downward dog has a lot going on in it. You might hear a lot of cracks through the toes and the heels, maybe even the shoulders. And let your head and neck really relax here. Let it dangle down between your arms. Maybe even shake it out yes and no if you feel you're holding tension there naturally. So just let it go. Become aware of it. Once you come into stillness, feet are about hips width distance, hands are shoulders width. Hips are the highest point on the mat. Let your hips rise high. Backs of the legs elongate down towards the earth. So the heels energetically pulling down towards the mat. Good. Take another big breath in your downward dog. Feel your hips rise high. As you exhale, bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, and begin to take big steps all the way up.
Take your feet all the way up between your wrists. Take them about hips width distance. Bend your knees and let your torso rest on the tops of your thighs. Relax your head and neck. Grab a hold of opposite elbows, ragdoll arms. Relax your head and neck in that nice window that you've created with the arms. So as you're here in this forward fold, your knees are deeply bent, allowing your torso to just rest on your thighs. This gives the low back a really nice opening. And it lets the hamstrings just open naturally. So we're not forcing anything here. We're just using the weight of gravity, the weight of our spine, maybe even a gentle sway. Notice how the head and neck feels here too. So really let it go, let it dangle, let it drain. Nice job. Make your way back through center. Release your hands down to the earth. Keep your feet hips width distance. Bend your knees even more. Tuck your chin towards your chest. We're going to unravel our spine all the way up to standing. So ground through those feet. Slowly grow. Let those hands feel heavy. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. And let them open down the back. Palms face forward. Tadasana pose. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Mountain pose, look up high. As you exhale, take a baby back bend, bend your elbows, drop your head back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach your arms back up to the sky, mountain pose. Exhale, soften your knees, swan dive all the way back, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift so your fingertips can graze your shins or the mat, shoulders back, flat spine. Exhale, take your hands down to the mat, step your feet back into a high plank pose. Shoulders in line with the hips, gaze down between your thumbs. Engage your core, big breath in. And as you exhale, take your knees down to the mat. Walk your hands forward, puppy dog pose. Let your heart melt down, gaze forward. Inhale, shift onto your forearms, slide your knees back, pull your heart through, Sphinx pose. Exhale, lower your chest. Take your hands to tent on the outside of your mat, free flowing cobra. With your breath in, just circle those shoulders side to side. We'll stay here another 2 breaths. Work into the spine. Let the upper half of the body release. If it feels good to even twist and dip one shoulder down and then the other, feel free to get into that as well. Beautiful. Let's come back through center. Take your hands under your shoulders. Inhale for cobra pose. Elbows point back, lift through your heart. Gentle lift of the chest. Press your heart forward. Exhale, tuck your toes behind you. Press your hips towards your heels. And then lift your hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Bend your knees. Look to the top of your mat. Step or even hop all the way up. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees deep. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Let's unravel to standing. Slowly roll all the way up. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. And open them down the back. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, baby back bend. Bend your elbows, drop your head back, lift through your heart. Good. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Make your way all the way back down towards the earth. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank pose. Take a breath in, engage your core. This time we're gonna exhale, knees, chest, and chin down towards the mat. So you're gonna kind of look like a caterpillar. Elbows point up high, heart down, tailbone high. Inhale, slide your knees back, and we're gonna scoop right through into our cobra pose. Elbows softly bent, heart forward. Exhale, tuck your toes, press your hips back towards your heels, and lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Nice job. Let's begin to flow a little bit more with our breath. Inhale, hips high. Exhale, knees bend. Look to the top of the mat, step, or even lightly hop if that's in your practice. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time, take your feet together. Bend your knees deeply. Shift your weight in towards your heels as you inhale your arms to the sky. Chair pose. Utkatasana. Let your biceps pull back towards your ears. Shoulders relax down the back as you sink your weight in towards your heels, so much so that your toes might even lift up off the earth. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Say hello to your thighs. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, forward fold, hands down to the earth, hips high, relax your head and neck. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift flat spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank pose. Take an inhale, breath in. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin down towards the earth. Good. Inhale, scoop through, cobra pose. Slide those knees back, pull your heart through, elbows pull in. Tuck your toes behind you, press your hips towards your heels, and lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, and a breath out. Inhale, reach your right leg high to the sky. Three-legged dog. Bend your right knee and let your hips open out so that right knee reaches up high, and you'll feel a good stretch through your inner thigh, through that right thigh, into that right hip as well. Good. Ground through your palms. Feel free to roll your right ankle out if that feels good. Get nice and deep in towards your left ankle as well as it presses down towards the mat. Reach your right knee high. Inhale. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of your mat. Keep your back knee lifted. Ground through your right foot. Inhale, rise up, crescent pose. Good, so our hips face forward. Relax your shoulders. Bend deep into your front knee. Make sure your right knee is tracking right over those right toes. So you want a nice 90-degree bend in that right knee. You want to be able to see your right big toe. So you don't want that knee dipping in, but rather straight line in front of you. Good job. Inhale, reach your arms high. Now as you exhale, we're going to open into warrior two. Back heel grounds. Reach your left arm back, right arm forward. Same thing with that right knee. So you want that knee to open out slightly to the right so you can see the right big toe. You'll get deep in those hips. Engage through the legs. Deep breath in. Exhale, sink in. Beautiful job. Let's reverse. Inhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warrior. Now as you exhale, windmill your hands all the way down towards the earth. Spin onto your back toes. Lower your back knee down. Hook your thumbs. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. So your hands kind of look like a rising sun all the way up towards the sky. Shoulders back, look up. And as you exhale, take your hands down to the earth. Right knee back to meet the left. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, scoop forward, cobra pose. Exhale, hips to heels, downward dog. Nice job. Let's go on to that left side. Inhale, left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend your left knee, stack your hips open. Feel that left knee reach up high, open out through the inner thigh and that left thigh as well. Relax your head and neck. Maybe even roll that left ankle out for this first one here. Feel that nice stretch through the ankle, through the leg. Keep your shoulders squared off. Take a big breath, reach that left knee high. As you exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of your mat. Keep your back knee lifted. We're rising up into crescent pose. Reach your arms high. Good. Square those hips off in front of you. Again, you really want to make sure that front knee is at a 90-degree bend. So you want to be able to see those left big toes in front of you. Square those hips forward. Relax the shoulders. Strong and straight through that back leg. One more breath here. Reach your arms high. And exhale, open, warrior two. So your back heel grounds down. Bend deep into that front knee. 90-degree bend. Let it open out to the left slightly. Relax your shoulders. Get low. Deep breath. Exhale, sink in. Nice job. Left palm to the sky. Let's reverse. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach up and back. Lengthen through that left side waist. And as you exhale, let's windmill our hands all the way down to the ground. Spin onto the back toes. Lower your right knee down. Hook your thumbs. Spread your fingers wide. Let that sun rise all the way up. Open your shoulders back. Look up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Left knee back to meet the right tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Gaze forward. Inhale, scoop through, shoulders back. Cobra pose. Exhale, tuck your toes. Hips to your heels. And to the sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Knees bend, look to the top of the mat. Step or lightly hop all the way up. Inhale, lengthen, halfway up, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Reach your arms high. Exhale, forward fold, hips high. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, lengthen, halfway up, lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank pose. Your choice, you can go knees, chest, and chin, or full chaturanga. Take an inhale in your high plank. Exhale, your choice of vinyasa. If you're going chaturanga, elbows point back, lower halfway. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back, upward dog. Thighs are lifted, arms are long. Exhale, roll back through your toes, hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Good, let's flow through that flow. One breath, one movement. So inhale, right leg to the sky, bend your right knee, stack open. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest, place it to the top of the mat, rise, crescent pose, big breath in. Exhale, open, warrior two. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse. Exhale, windmill your hands all the way down to the earth, spin onto your back toes, lower your back knee, big breath in, hook your thumbs, arms rise high in your low lunge, roll your shoulders back, look up. Exhale, hands to the earth, right knee back, tabletop, inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin, gaze forward. Inhale, scoop through, baby cobra or cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, hips to heels, and hips to the sky. Left side, inhale, your left leg high to the sky. Bend your left knee, stack open. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest, place it to the top of the mat, rise up, crescent pose, big breath, one motion. Exhale, breath, open, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, reach up and back. Exhale, windmill those hands down to the mat. Spin onto your back toes, right knee lowers, hook your thumbs. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Left knee back to the right, tabletop, inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, scoop through, shoulders back, slight bend to those elbows. Exhale, tuck your toes, hips to your heels, and hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in, and full breath out. Now this time, as you bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, take your feet to the outsides of your hands, all the way up, toes out, heels in. Inhale, let's lengthen halfway up, so flat spine. Exhale, slight bend to the knees, tuck through your chin. Inhale, we're going to rise all the way up to standing first. So reach your arms all the way up. Now as you exhale, take your hands through pranam, through heart center, palms together. Begin to bend your knees. And as you do so, make sure they're opening out so they track over your toes. Lower down, let your hips lower between your heels. Now let's flow through that motion, ground through your heels. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down through heart center, knees press out, spine is long, tailbone down. Good, a few more times. Inhale, let's rise. And exhale, hands through the heart, knees press out. Flow with your breath. Two more. Inhale, rise up, straight up, flat spine.
Exhale, lower, long and straight through the crown of your head, tailbone down. One more, inhale, rise up. Exhale, all the way down. So let's stay down, elbows on the insides of your knees, tailbone points down. Crown of the head towards the sky as your shoulders roll back. Close your eyes here. Notice your breath. Notice any heat generated within the body through your breath, through your flow. That's one amazing thing about the practice of yoga. When we use our breath in the fashion that we do, we're generating an internal heat, allowing the organs and our sweat to detox us from the inside out. Deep breath in here. Close your eyes, center yourself here. Imagine your hips drawing down towards the earth while the crown of your head reaches towards the sky. You got it. One more breath. Stay in those hips. Beautiful. Now as you exhale, gently take your hands to the earth. Lift your hips towards the sky as you turn your toes in, heels out. Relax your head and neck. Soften your knees if you need. Take a hold of opposite elbows, ragdoll arms. So we're in a wide-legged forward fold. It's a nice counter pose to that squat that we were just doing, our yogi squat. So it gets the backs of the legs, it lets the shoulders just relax. Feel length out through the crown of your head, let it feel good. Deep breath. Nice. Now let's take our hands down to the earth. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. As you exhale, take your feet all the way to the back of the mat. High plank pose. Your choice with your vinyasa, knees, chest, and chin, or inhale for full chaturanga. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift your heart, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And exhale out. Inhale your right leg to the sky, bend your right knee, stack your hips open. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest, place your right foot to the top of the mat. This time, come right into your warrior two, windmill open. Exhale, sink low. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lengthen your right leg. Exhale, reach forward, create length, and tick-tock your arms for triangle pose. Right hand to your right shin, left arm to the sky. Roll that left shoulder back. Imagine your spine reaching long out the crown of the head and back out through your tailbone. Stack your shoulders. Feel the inner thigh lengthen. Your right hand can be on your thigh, your shin, or even down on the earth. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Nice job. Ground through that right foot. Inhale, rise up, straight legs, warrior two. Exhale, rebend that right knee, windmill your hands down to the earth. Spin onto your back toes. Lower your back knee down. Shift your hips back, flex your right foot for Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. So your hips are square towards the front of your mat. Flex your right foot. Take an inhale breath to lengthen your heart towards your toes. Square your hips off. As you exhale, lead through your heart towards your toes. Even if it's just a little bit, begin to bow in. You can always have blocks on either sides of your right leg as well. You can even have your hands on your hips. Wherever you are in your practice, honor that space and know that it changes day by day. Take an inhale breath, lift through your heart, lead it towards your toes. As you exhale, maybe you forward fold a little bit more. Nice, one more breath. Exhale, release. Nice job. On your next inhale, let's shift forward into a low lunge. Heel toe your right foot off to the right edge of your mat. So it's almost like you're taking your foot all the way off of that right side of your mat, while your hands come to the inside of your right foot. Lizard pose. Lift through your heart, hands are right underneath your shoulders. Let your right knee open out. And as you exhale, maybe you bend your elbows. Maybe you come to a block on your forearms, or maybe all the way down onto your forearms. Really get into that hip. Relax your head and neck. Let that right knee open out softly. You can even come onto the outer blade of that right foot if that feels good in the hip while it opens out. Really getting into the hip region here. So relax your head and neck, relax your hands. Let yourself breathe deeply here. Take 2 more breaths. Beautiful job. Inhale, walk back up onto your palms. And then begin to heel toe your right foot over to your left wrist. Set up for pigeon pose. Let your right knee lower towards your right wrist as your left leg extends straight back behind you. Now notice if there's anything going on in that right knee, it doesn't feel right, always come onto your back for thread the needle. Check in with your body, especially before a pose like pigeon. You never know. Check in every day. Hands by your sides, lift your heart, shoulders back, big breath in. And as you exhale, begin to lead through your heart towards the earth. Maybe you melt in. Relax through your head and neck. Keep your hips square towards the ground. Begin to close your eyes here. Just allow yourself to kind of settle into this space, maybe even return back to that intention made at the beginning of class. Notice your breath drawing into your belly and your breath releasing through the nose. When we come into these spaces of stillness, oftentimes the mind begins to wander, and that's totally natural. But we're practicing centering, focusing the present moment. And right now, you might feel a stretch through that outer right hip. You might hear the quality of your breath a little bit more now that you're not moving as much. And let's take one more deep breath here. Find the depth of your pose. Let it feel good. Maybe you crawl in a little bit deeper. Nice job. Use your inhale breath. Take your time. Walk yourself up. Tuck your back toes. And you can feel free to move through a vinyasa if that's in your practice, or you can just go straight into 3-legged dog with your right leg all the way up to the sky. And we'll all take some hip circles, whether you took a vinyasa or not. Let that right knee circle out once you make your way back into your downward dog, and just get that nice opening in that right hip socket. Beautiful job. We'll all meet in downward dog. Take a full breath in here. And a full breath out. Inhale your left leg to the sky, bend your left knee, stack your hips open. As you exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of your mat, spin your back heel down. Inhale, warrior 2, right off the bat. Good, bend deep into that front knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reach up and back. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, lengthen your left leg. Exhale as you reach forward, press your hips back. Let's tick-tock our arms into triangle pose. So for triangle pose, stack your hips, stack your shoulders. Reach straight forward through the crown of your head. And you might look up towards the sky. So you might look towards that right thumb if it's okay on your head and neck. Think about length through your spine. Not about how far that left hand is reaching, but rather length and openness through the side waist. Ground through your feet. Feel stable through the soles of the feet. Deep breath in. Stay with it. Nice job. Now let's inhale, rise up, straight legs. Exhale, rebend that left knee. Windmill your hands down to the earth. Spin onto your back toes. Lower your right knee down. Shift your hips back for half splits. Flex that left foot. So first, get your right knee right underneath that right hip. Square your hips forward. Inhale, lift through your heart, shoulders back. Flex that left foot. And as you exhale, maybe you begin to fold towards that left leg. Remember, always move to your degree. You might have blocks assisting you on either side, or even hands at your hips if that's more appropriate for your practice. Wherever you are, you're flexing that left foot. Your heart is leading towards your toes, like you want to touch your heart to your big toe. Take another breath, lengthen. Let your exhale breath fold you in deeper, whatever that means for you. Good, last breath here. Exhale it out. Beautiful job. Inhale, shift onto your left foot, and then heel toe it off the left side of your mat. Slide your right knee back. Hands are right underneath your shoulders for lizard pose. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back. And as you exhale, maybe you come onto your forearms, maybe you bend your elbows, maybe you stay right here. Just let yourself feel into that left hip. You want to make sure that left knee is right over the ankle. And as it opens out to the left, you can lift the inner sole if that feels good through the hip. Really focusing on melting in towards our hips. Deep breath here. Stay with these inhales in through the nose. Fill the belly. And exhales out through the nose. Let it go. Stay connected with your breath, your intention. Maybe even move deeper into this posture. Maybe you're bending your elbows more. And letting yourself sink in, dive in. Inhale, begin to crawl back up if you're not already. And let's move into pigeon pose. So again, if you know you prefer thread the needle on your back, go ahead and move there. Otherwise, you can all meet me by heel toeing your left foot over to your right wrist. Left knee lowers down to your left wrist as you extend your right leg back, hips square forward. Hands by your sides, inhale, lift through your heart. Now as you exhale, gently crawl forward. Let your heart melt down. Hips stay square, so that right hip wants to lift up sometimes. Drop it back down to that left heel or the earth. You can always find options with pillows or blankets underneath your left hip to kind of bring the earth closer to you, to bring a more grounding sensation through this pose as well. If you know those variations suit you, go ahead and take those. Otherwise, allow your breath to sink you into this pose. Every inhale draws into your belly. Listen to the quality of that breath. Now that we're not moving as much, you can hear the sound of your own breathing. Stay with this pose. A few more breaths, maybe even find a deeper sensation through the hips. Soften through the face, soften through the jaw. Let's take one more big breath. Good, and then walk your hands back up. Slowly take your time Tuck your right toes. And again, you can move through a full vinyasa if that's in your practice, or reach your left leg all the way up to the sky and take three-legged dog. Circle your left knee out. Take some big hip circles. If you did take a vinyasa, meet us in this nice hip circle motion to get blood flow back into the hip. Let it feel nice and open. And then lower your left foot down to meet the right. When you're ready, downward facing dog. So this is the last downward dog of the class. Begin to feel your hips rise high. If it feels good, walk your feet maybe 2 inches forward. Let your heels press down to the earth. So we're kind of taking a shortened downward dog just to feel that groundedness through the feet. We worked a lot into the legs and the lower part of the body. So just feel those hips lift up, relax through your head and neck, shoulders draw down and away from those ears. One more breath here. Now as you exhale, bend your knees, take them all the way down towards the earth. Cross your ankles behind you, shift onto your sits bones, allow your legs to extend out long in front of you. So take your right leg out to the right slightly, while your left foot comes to the inside of your right thigh. Turn yourself towards your right toes. Take an inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, plant down through your hips as you hinge forward towards your right toes. Relax your head and neck, draw your left shoulder down in line with your right. Maybe you reach your foot, maybe your calf, wherever you are, shoulders square over that right leg. Heart reaches towards your toes, and allow yourself to melt in. Use that breath. Exhale it out. Nice. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands by your side. Switch your legs. So use your core to lift up. Right foot to the inside of your left leg. Flex your left foot. Turn towards your left toes. Take an inhale. Reach your arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, hinge forward. Drop that right shoulder down in line with the left. Forward fold over that left leg. And again, always lead the heart towards the toes, unless otherwise stated. Let your spine lengthen forward. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Feel your hips really ground down. So you should feel a nice stretch through that right side as you press that right hip down. Deep breath, lengthen. And exhale, bow in. Good. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, hands by your sides. Roll back. Lift your legs and take the soles of your feet together, knees apart for butterfly pose. And take your hands around your feet, interlace. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back, lengthen. And as you exhale, hinge forward, elbows. Press your calves away from one another. As again, you lead your heart towards your toes. Shoulders back. Reach through the crown of your head, ground through those hips. Feel a nice stretch through the inner thigh. Use your elbows to press your shins and calves away from one another. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let it go. Good. Big breath in one more time. Exhale out. Inhale, reach your arms back up towards the sky. Now as you exhale, take your left hand to your right foot. Right hand to the earth behind you. Roll your right shoulder back. Sit up tall. Just take a nice twist. Inhale, reach your arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, twist to the left. Left hand to the earth. Right hand to the top of your left knee. Roll that left shoulder back. Maybe even look back. Beautiful. Inhale, reach your arms back high. Exhale, reach your arms forward. Roll your shoulders back. Pull your core in. Lower down slowly. Take your time. Inch by inch. Use your core. Keep those feet glued all the way down.
Keep your knees opening out to the side in a reclined butterfly pose. Take a big breath into the belly. We're going to exhale out the mouth. Nice. Now close your knees together. Take your legs up to the sky. Now, if you would like to practice shoulder stance here, please feel free. Otherwise, just keep your legs lifted. Roll your ankles, shake your legs, make them like jello. Just get that blood flow to release from the feet. Help that lymphatic system drain from the legs. And just allow the circulation to be a little bit easier on the heart with these legs lifted. Legs up the wall or legs to the sky inversions. Allow the body to kind of get into that rest and digest state. Take another breath here, inhale in. Now as you exhale, hug your knees towards your chest, give them a squeeze. Extend your left leg long, hug your right knee in. So really pull that right knee towards your chest. Feel the stretch through the lower right side of your back, but also a nice massage in towards the digestive system. Good. Hug that right knee in. As you exhale, take your right knee over to the left, twist right arm out to the right. So your right knee will go all the way over to the left. Gaze to the right. Deep breath into your belly. And exhale it out. Nice job. Let's come back up through center. Slowly take your time. Hug your knees towards your chest. We'll extend our right leg long. Hug your left knee deep in towards your chest. So again, when you hug that left knee in, feel that stretch through the left side of your low back, as well as that nice massage in towards your digestive system. So you're really hugging it in towards your belly. Big breath in. And exhale, left knee over to the right, left arm out to the left. Take a nice twist, decompress the spine. Full breath into your belly, expand. And exhale, release it out. Nice job. Inhale, make your way back through center. Hug both knees towards your chest this time. Give yourself a big squeeze, forehead towards your knees. Big breath in. And as you exhale, just let everything go. Let your toes drop out. Let your palms face up. Lay all the way down in Shavasana. Let everything go here. Let your body melt in towards the mat. Release control of the breath. Now, if you have the gift of time, please stay in Shavasana as long as you need or would like today. In fact, I encourage you to stay here in this restful, peaceful state. If you do need to move about with your day, do so gently.
Let your toes wiggle, let your fingers curl towards your palms. Maybe roll off to one side or the other and gently crawl yourself up into a nice easy seat. Only if you're ready and in your own time. When you do come to a nice easy seat, take your hands firmly pressed together. Feel that energy between your palms. Bow your chin towards your chest. Acknowledge the light that dwells within each and every one of us. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste. Again, thank you so much for practicing with me during my Vinyasa Flow class. If you like what you saw, please hit subscribe. Come join me again, and you can always hit that little bell to get alerts when I do go live. If you'd like to get in contact with me, please feel free to contact me on Instagram at Katie Marie Yoga, or you can even leave a comment here on YouTube. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.